Jai Hind everyone, good morning to all of you. This is Pooja Upadhyay from Shri Ram Public School. In the last lecture we have started this chapter poverty as a challenge, right? And in the last lecture only we have studied that what is poverty, what's the definition of the poverty, what are the types of poverty, as we saw the rural poverty and urban poverty. After that we also studied the what is poverty line, correct? Now today we are going to start up with the poverty estimation. So let's start. Poverty estimates, it is clear from the table 3.1. See, in this chart they are already given the poverty ratio and the number of poor in a millions. Year wise, see, in 1993 to 94 there is a 507, rural area 32, in urban area total 45%, okay, and 2004-5 rural 42, urban 26 and total 37. Next in 2009-10 34th 21 30. Next 26 14 22. It means that day by day this poverty get reduces, right? इसका मतलब from 1993 to till 2012 the poverty ratio is percentage of poverty is slowly declining, correct? So there is a substantial declining in the poverty ratio in India from about 45% in 1993 to 94 to 37.2% in 2004 to 5. The proportion of the people below the poverty line further come down to about 22% in 2011-12. If the trend continues, people below poverty line may become down to less than 20% in the next few years, although the percentage of the people living under the poverty line declining in the earlier 2 decades. The number of the poor declining from 407 million in 2004-5 to 270 million in 2011-12. See the difference? With an average annual declining of the 2.2 percentage point during the 2004-5 to 2011-12. It means that this poverty percentage was declining as a year passing away, right? Now next, now we are going to see the vulnerables group, means the critical situational group, okay? The proportion of the people below poverty line is also not the same for all the social groups and economic categories in India. What they said, the proportion of the people below poverty line is also not the same for all the social groups and economic categories in India. Social group which are most vulnerable to poverty are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe household. What they said that, इसका मतलब ये है कि ये जो गरीब है भी, ठीक है, वो एक ही कास्ट के नहीं है, उसमें भी कई कास्ट वाले हैं, उस कई कास्ट में भी, जैसे इंडिया मल्टीपल कास्ट कंट्री, राइट, लेकिन इनमें सबसे ज़्यादा अफेक्टेड पुअर कैटेगरी से कौन से लोग हैं? शेड्यूल कास्ट और शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स वाले, ठीक है, ये लोग ज़्यादा करके इस परसेंटेज ऑफ पॉवर्टी में आते हैं. Vulnerable groups are the rural agriculture laborer household and the urban casual labor household, okay? As a graph 3.1 shows the percentage of poor people in all this group, although the average for the people below the poverty line or for all groups in India is 22.43 out of the 100. People belonging to scheduled tribes are not able to meet their basic need. सिंपल है, हमारी सोसाइटी में हमारी कंट्री में गरीबी है, लेकिन वो भी सबसे ज़्यादा किस कैटेगरी वालों के पास है? शेड्यूल कास्ट और शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स के पास. उनकी तो इतनी बदतर हालत है कि वो अपनी बेसिक नीड्स भी कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाते, ठीक है. Next, similarly 34% of the casual worker in urban areas are below poverty line, about 34% of the casual labor farm and 29% of the scheduled caste are also poor. The double disadvantage of being the landless casual wages laborer household in the socially disadvantaged social group of the people. इसका मतलब ये है सबसे वास्ट कंडीशन किसकी है? उन शेड्यूल ट्राइब, शेड्यूल कास्ट और शेड्यूल्ड हाउस वालों की, जिनके पास लैंड, जो लैंडलेस है, जिनके पास लैंड भी नहीं है, पहला चीज़. दूसरी चीज़, वो सिटी एरिया में रह रहे हैं तो उनके पास कंटिन्यू वर्क भी नहीं है. तो ये सबसे वर्स्ट कंडीशन है हमारे कंट्री में पॉवर्टी की, ठीक है. नाउ नेक्स्ट, scheduled caste or scheduled tribes population highlight the seriousness of the problem. They are highlighting their problem because what the problem they are facing out in the society, that we can see, right, with the facing of their condition. हम उनको देख करके जजमेंट कर सकते हैं कि वो किस कंडीशन की पुअर है. Some recent study have shown that except for scheduled tribe household, all other three groups, scheduled caste, rural agriculture laborer, and the urban casual laborer, have seen the declining poverty in 1990s. Right? Apart from this social group, there is also inequality of income within the family. सिंपल है, फैमिली वाइज इनकम भी अलग अलग है, ये भी एक कॉजेस है पॉवर्टी का. इन अ पुअर फैमिलीज ऑल सफ़र बट सम सफ़र मोर देन अदर. What they said, in poor families all suffer but some suffer more than others. In some cases women, elderly people and the female infant are denied equal access to resources available to the family. सिंपल है, ठीक है. तो इसका मतलब ये क्या है कि एक फैमिली में भी रहने के बावजूद सारे मेंबर्स के बेसिक नीड इक्वल रेंजों में कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाते हैं. ठीक है, तो ये भी कॉजेस है पॉवर्टी का. देखिए, ये जो पॉवर्टी है वो फैमिली वाइज, एक घर, एक गांव, एक विलेज या एक स्टेट वाइज नहीं होता है, वो इंडिविजुअल वाइज होता है. ठीक है, अब मान लीजिए किसी फैमिली में 5 मेंबर से 4 मेंबर के सारे नीड्स कंप्लीट हुए, पाँचों, और एक मेंबर्स के सिर्फ फूड के रिक्वायरमेंट फुलफिल नहीं हो पाए, बाकी उसके पास भी सब कुछ है, तो भी वो पुअर है. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? नेक्स्ट, so let's understand the same from the story of the Shivaraman. Shivaraman, a person live in a small village near the Karur town in Tamil Nadu. Karur is famous for its handlooms and the powerloom fabrics. There are the 100 families in the village. Shivaraman and Aryanthutiyar, cobbler by caste, now work as an agriculture laborer for rupees 160 per day, but that's only for a 5 to 6 month in a year. At other time he does odd job in town. His wife Sasikala to work with him, but she can rarely find work these days, and even if she does, she paid 100 per day for the same work. See the difference? There are 8 members in the family. Shivaraman, 65-year-old widow mother, is ill and needs to be helped with her daily chores. He has a 25-year-old unmarried sister and 4 children aged between 1 year to 16 years. 3 of them are girls. The youngest is a son. None of the girls to go to school. None of the girls going to school. Buying books and other things for the school going girls is a luxury. He cannot afford it. Also, he has to get them married at the some point of time, so he doesn't want to spend on their education now. His mother has almost interest in life. His mother has lost interest in life and is just waiting to die someday. His sister and elder daughter take care of the household. Shivaraman plans to send his son to school when he comes to age. His unmarried sister does not get along with his wife. Sasikala find her a burden, but Shivaraman can't find a suitable grooms due to the lack of the money. Although the family has difficulty in arranging 2 meals a day, Shivaraman managed to buy the milk once in a while, but only for his son. See, now while looking at the situation of this family, one thing is sure that his son are getting all the 5 basic needs. So he not considered as a poor, and rest of the family considered as a poor, because his son all the needs are fulfilled by the Shivaraman. क्लियर हो गया? इसका मतलब हर एक इंडिविजुअल की नीड्स कंप्लीट होनी चाहिए, तभी हम उसको पॉवर्टी में कंसीडर नहीं करते हैं. अदरवाइज जिसकी बेसिक नीड कंप्लीट नहीं होगी, हम उसको पॉवर्टी में कंसीडर करेंगे. ठीक, नेक्स्ट. Inter-state disparities. Poverty in India also has another aspect of dimension. The proportion of the poor people is not the same in every state. Now look at the picture like Mumbai, Maharashtra and Bihar, right? Assam and Gujarat, Kolkata, Delhi, and the next one is your Tripura, Mizoram. Do you think all these states have the equal economic position? It is not so, right? So according to that only, the poverty percentage also is not same all over the country. It is also differ from one state to another state. Although the state level poverty has witnessed a secular declining from the level of early. The success rate of reducing the poverty varies from state to state. A recent estimate show while the All India Head Count Ratio HCR was 21.9% in 2011-12, states like Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha had above all India poverty level. As the graph 3.2 shows, Bihar and Odisha continue to be the two poorest states with a poverty ratio of 33.7 and 32.6% respectively. See the picture. In terms of the poverty, your Bihar and Odisha is top ranking. After that, Assam, then Madhya Pradesh, then Uttar Pradesh. Correct? And see the situation of your Kerala, Punjab. Okay? So I hope so. Now you got it. How the poverty is also differ from country to country, and the same way it is differ from one state to another state. Kerala has focused more on the human resource development. In the West Bengal, land reforms measures have helped in reducing the poverty. In Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, public distribution of food grain could have been responsible for the improvement. It means that for removing all this poverty from the different parts of the state of the country, the government are taking the so many measures to overcome with this poverty. For that, the government of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu started to provide the freely food grains to the poor people, so that to some extent only we can able to fulfill the basic need of those people. Correct? Now moving to the next one, global poverty scenario. Global poverty scenario, the proportion of the people in the different countries living in extreme economic poverty defined by the World Bank as living in the less than $1.90 per day has fallen from 36% in 1990 to 10% in 2015. It means that now we are going to see the poverty ratio all over the countries, all over the world. Okay, it means that we not found poverty only in India, but there are the poverty in developed nation also. Let's see how they are having it. Although there has been a substantial reduction in the global poverty, it is marked up with great regional differences. Poverty declining substantially in China and Southern Asia countries as a result of rapid economic growth and the massive investment in the human resource development. The number of the poor in China has came down from 88.3% in 1981 to 14.7% in 2008 to 2008 to 0.7% in 2015. And you know why the China has declining from this percentage? Because they are not focusing on the overall development of the nation, but they are focused on their human resource, human being development, right? They follow the social economic policy system. That's why they are mostly focused on the satisfaction of the society. And due to this, see what happened, the economic position of the any country depends on the labor being only, human beings only, labor force only, because ultimately who is going to earn the income? Human being only, right? So if they are developed, automatically country gets developed, right? That's why China has focused on their labor. Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, India, the declining has been rapid, 34% in 2005 to 16.2% in 2013. With the declining in the percentage of the poor, the number of the poor has also declining significantly from 510.4 million in 2005 to 274.5 million in 2013. Because of the different poverty line definition, poverty in India is also shown higher than the national estimates. In sub-Saharan Africa, poverty in fact declining from 51% in 2005 to 41% in 2015. It means within a 10 year they have removed the 10% of the poverty from the nation. It is a good thing. In Latin America, the ratio of poverty has also declining from 10% in 2005 to 4% in 2015. Within the 10 year they have declining with the 1%. Poverty has also resurfaced in some of the former socialist country like Russia, with officially it was non-existent earlier. Table 3.2 shows that proportion of the people living under the poverty in a different country as defining as the international poverty line. Let's see. Okay, as in the 3.2 we saw the picture that the poverty is differ from one state to another state like Bihar, Assam, Kerala, right? The same way it is also differ from one country to another country. See the graph in 3.3, it is clearly shown that, see the percentage is given on the left hand side and the year is given below the diagram. In 2005 to till 2015 we just consider this 2 year. Okay, see from 2005 to 15 there is a little bit declining, a very small amount declining in the poverty, that is in Latin America. that we already saw in 1% only. And see the green line one, sub-Saharan Africa, it is also declining from 50 to 40, 41%, I think so, right? See the China, it is declining from 10 to 5%. And see the East Asia and Pacific, it is so much, they did the good improvement. It is declining from 2019 to till maybe it is 4-5, right? So there is a great declining of the poverty in the East Asia and Pacific region, right? So this is show the poverty line and their reduction, their diminishing position year wise. Okay, now next, now we are going to see that what are the causes of poverty. Till now we studied this is poverty, that is poverty, urban poverty, rural poverty, differ from one state to another state, one country to another country, one time to another time. But actually what are the reason behind this poverty? Let's see the same thing. Causes of poverty. Cause of poverty. There were the number of causes for the poverty, widespread poverty in India. One historical reason is to low level of economic development under the British colonial administration. That everyone knows that during that time, India not got the chance to make the development, and that is the reason why we having the poverty. That is a sure first reason. Now next, the policy of the colonial government ruined traditionally handicraft and discourage the development of the industries like textile. Everyone knows what the Britisher did with the Indian economy and why we are lagging behind in terms of the development. Because see student, what happened, the Britishers when came to India, they did the developmental work, but which will help for their activity purpose up to that only. They not did anything for the Indian development purposely. Okay. And even in fact, you know what, the so many economic activity which was there in India, they have destroyed for their benefit purpose. Okay, like handcraft and handlooms industries made by the Indian, all these things they have destroyed for their benefit purpose. The low rate of the growth persisted until the 19th century. This resulted in less job opportunity and low growth rate of income. This was accompanied by the high growth rate of the population. As population is increasing, handcraft, handloom, so factories which they are doing traditionally, that was discouraged. So it means the population are increasing and income is going to be slow get finished. So how will they complete their basic need, right? The failure at the both of the fronts, promotion of economic growth and the population control, perpetuated the cycle of poverty. क्या कह रहा है कि एक तरफ तो हम अपनी पॉपुलेशन को बढ़ते हुए देख रहे थे, वो रोक नहीं पा रहे थे, और दूसरी तरफ हमारे जो इनकम के सोर्स थे वो सारे बंद हो गए. सिंपल है बॉस. जहाँ काम करने का जरिया बंद हो गया और खाने पीने का जरिया बढ़ गया, ऑब्वियसली पॉवर्टी क्रिएट होगी. तो हुआ क्या, इनकम बंद, लोग पुअर, उनका कंजम्पशन फुलफिल नहीं हो पाया, कंजम्पशन नहीं हो पाया, वो सेविंग नहीं कर पाए, इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं कर पाए, इनकम जनरेट नहीं हुआ, फिर से वो गरीब. यानी गरीब क्यों हुआ, क्योंकि वो गरीब है. क्लियर. नाउ नेक्स्ट, with the spread of the irrigation and the green revolution, many job opportunities were created in the agriculture sector. After that, slowly when we started the green revolution, after a little bit agriculture sector job opportunity was created, but the effects were limited to some parts of the India. The industries both in the public and the private sector did provide some jobs, but these were not enough to absorb all the job seeker. कुछ जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी स्टार्टअप तो हुई, लेकिन वो इतनी इनफ नहीं थी जितनी हमें रिक्वायर्ड थी. Unable to find out the proper jobs in cities, many people started working as a rickshaw puller, vendor, construction workers, domestic servant. Only they all these things they did only for their fulfillment of the basic needs. With the irregular small income, these people could not afford the expensive housing. They started living in the slum on the outstreak of the cities, and problems of poverty, largely the rural phenomena, also become the features of the urban sector. Another feature of the high poverty rates has been a huge income inequalities. One of the major reasons for this is the unequal distribution of the land and other resources. Now we all know that there is a income inequality distribution is already exist in our country, right? As we all are know, the person, those who are working 8 hours in a one sector and doing the same 8 hours work in other sector also, it is differ the salary. as an एग्जाम्पल देखिए, गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में जो लोग 8 घंटे काम करते हैं उनकी सैलरी एंड कंपेयर टू द प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जो 8 घंटे काम कर रहे हैं उनकी सैलरी में डिफरेंस आप लोग को क्लियरली दिखाई देता है। तो ये एक कॉजेस है पॉवर्टी का, ठीक है। क्योंकि देखिए पॉवर्टी मतलब फाइव नीड्स तो है, लेकिन इसके अलावा भी एक पॉवर्टी होती है। जैसे कि मालूम है, हम कहते हैं कि यार उनके पास देखो ना 4 व्हीलर है, हमारे पास तो 4 व्हीलर ही नहीं है, हम गरीब हैं, राइट। भले हमारे पास घर है, पहनने के अच्छे कपड़े, खाने पीने को भी है, बाइक भी है, बट फिर भी 4 व्हीलर नहीं है ना। सो वी कंसिडर आवरसेल्फ एज अ पुअर एज कंपेयर टू द पर्सन दोज हु हैविंग द 4 व्हीलर। तो इस टाइप की पॉवर्टी भी क्रिएट हो जाती है कंट्री में, ठीक है। नाउ another feature of the high poverty rates has been the huge income inequality. One of the major reasons for this is the unequal distribution of the land and the resources. Sorry student, despite the many policy, we have not been able to tackle the issues in a meaningful manner. Major policy initiatives like land reforms which aimed at redistribution of assets in a rural area have not been implemented properly and effectively by most of the state governments. The lack of the land resource has been one of the major causes of poverty in India. A proper implementation of the policy could have improved the life of the million of the rural poor. Many other social, cultural and economic factors also are responsible for the poverty. In order to fulfill the social obligation and observe the religious ceremonies, people in India, including the very poor, spend a lots of money. Small farmers need some money to buy the agriculture inputs like seeds, fertilizer, pesticide, etc. Since poor people hardly have any saving, they borrow hardly have any saving. They borrow, unable to repay the because of poverty. They become the victim of the indebtedness. So the high level of indebtedness is both the causes and effect of poverty. Simple है। पहली बात तो ये गरीब है इसीलिए ये गरीब है। दूसरी बात तो पुअर फार्मर्स की प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है कि थोड़ा बहुत जो लैंड भी है उसमें जब वो एग्रीकल्चर एक्टिविटी करने के लिए जाते हैं तो उसके लिए जो सीड्स, पेस्टिसाइड, इंसेक्टिसाइड की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, राइट तो उनके पास जो थोड़ी बहुत ज़मीन भी है उसके ऊपर भी एग्रीकल्चर एक्टिविटीज़ करके इनकम अर्न करने के लिए और अपने बेसिक नीड फुलफ़िल करने के लिए जब वो सोचते हैं तो उस टाइम पे उनको इनपुट्स खरीदने के लिए भी पैसे बोरो करने पड़ते हैं। अगर वो रीपे कर देते तो वेल एंड गुड, नहीं तो समटाइम्स होता क्या है, पहली बात तो ये लोग बोरो कहाँ से करते हैं, मनी लैंडर से, और जब नहीं पे कर पाते हैं तो उनका जो थोड़ा बहुत लैंड है वो भी चला जाता है। सो दिस ऑल आर द कॉजेज ऑफ द पॉवर्टी इन इंडिया। इन शॉर्ट, while looking at the all explanation, one thing is sure: population, income inequality, social discrimination, landlessness, unemployment, all these are the causes of the poverty. Clear? So we will stop here only. Anti-poverty measure we'll do in the next lecture. Till that, stay home, stay safe. Student having the doubts, please ask me in the evening schedule or be ready with the test. Take care. Jai Hind.